War, I've always been kind of obsessed with it. The huge battles, the way it shapes everything. There's something about those moments that feels important, you know? I've read about soldiers charging across beaches or fighting in trenches, and it's like something out of a movie, but it's real. Violence, chaos, power struggles, army formations. I wonder sometimes why I like it so much. Maybe it's because it feels so intense. Like the guys at Gettysburg walking in neat rows, marching to a beat, or the wild ambushes in the jungles of Vietnam, where everything's unpredictable. It's not like I want to live through it or anything, but I can't stop being drawn to it. Not much happens when you're a 14-year-old kid in Harrisburg. It's a city, sure, but it has that small town feel where everybody kind of knows everybody. I mean, we get the occasional crime, school fights or whatever, but nothing like the stuff I read about in history books. And honestly, I'm fine with history being made somewhere else. Still, it gets pretty boring around here. At least I've got my friends. After school, it's always the three of us, me, Noah, and Ava. We all live on Allen Avenue, just a few houses apart. Noah moved here from LA in middle school and tries way too hard to act like some big city gangster, always wearing his hat sideways and talking tough. Then there's Ava. I've known her since elementary school. She's loud, intense, and not afraid to call people out. Basically, she's the only girl who can keep up with us. And then there's me. Like I said, I'm kind of a history nerd, but other than that, I'm a pretty average kid. Not the biggest, not the toughest, just me. I used to be pretty small, which made me an easy target for this group of kids from another neighborhood. They called themselves the Crazies, yeah, real original, and their ringleader was this total jerk named Austin. They were the kind of kids who'd steal bikes, spray paint curse words on walls, and act like they ruled the streets. That was until one of our neighbors got sick of their crap and let his 120-pound Rottweiler loose on them. And one of the Crazies, a kid named Santiago, wasn't fast enough to get away. The dog got hold of his foot, and long story short, he's missing a couple of toes now. We call him Santinoto as a joke. He doesn't think it's funny. But hey, as my mom would say, that's karma. Anyway, kids don't really mess with me anymore. I had a bit of a growth spurt in middle school and shot up to 6 feet pretty early. You can imagine how Coach Sanders was all over me to join the basketball team.
Okay, bud. The team needs you this year. You ready to play for real?
Which, I mean, I do love playing basketball. There's a park down the street from Allen Avenue where I hang out some afternoons, shooting around until my mom yells for me to come home for dinner. But playing for Coach Sanders? That's a whole different ball game. No pun intended. The guy takes the fun right out of it. He's the type to scream in your face over a missed layup and make you crank out burpees until your legs don't work.
Let's go, ladies! Come on! You are pathetic. Another lap, let's go.
Yeah, no thanks. I told him I wasn't interested in playing this year. He didn't take it well. And that's pretty much it. Life's been kind of just lame. I mean, it was until October 14th. That's when everything started to change. I won't spoil it for you, but let's just say things got weird around Harrisburg. It all started after school when me, Noah, and Ava were walking home.
Bro, I'm so sick of Austin, for real. And what's up with Miss Donald? She's been acting weird.
Weird how?
Okay, so, middle of class, we're solving some equations that she put on the board. All of a sudden, she gets a phone call on her school phone. She stands up looking like she's seen a ghost and just bounces. Didn't even tell anyone else, so we all just sit there. It was weird.
Bro, that is weird. Yeah, my class was after yours. She wasn't there. They had to bring in a substitute. What's up with Austin, though? You guys fighting again?
He's just mad, because I started talking to his ex-girl, Hannah. Well, she actually started talking to me.
Oh, God. Hannah Porter? She's trouble, Noah.
Well, it just so happens my middle name's Trouble, so we'll probably get along just fine.
Your middle name's actually Idiot.
Ouch, Ava. Bad day?
Bad year, actually.
Oh, my poor little emo friend. How can you be so sad when you got us as friends?
No comment.
As we were walking, I noticed the corner store we always stop at after school had the close sign in the door, and all the lights were off. That's weird. When's the last time Ralphie's was closed during the day?
Oh, for real? He never closes. And I was trying to get a drink too. Psh, whatever.
I got water in my bag, bro. I'm gonna go hit the courts and play some ball.
All right, bet. I gotta run home quick and I'll come through after.
What about you, Ava?
Well, I got a ton of homework to do, and it's nice out, so I'll join.
See, that's the spirit. Get that fresh air and sunlight. It'll cheer you right up, Emo Ava.
Shut it, Noah.
So me and Ava went across the street to the courts, and Noah went to his house nearby on Allen Ave. She worked on her homework at a nearby table, and I worked on my jump shot. The weather for October was unusually warm, mid-70s. It was really a perfect day to shoot hoops. Warm and not much wind. I noticed a blue Ford sedan circling the block. The third time it came around, I noticed it was Austin and his crew. They were looking out their windows at me and Ava. If anything, my love for history and war has taught me, it's always trust your instincts. The crazies were looking for trouble. Austin's ego was probably upset over Noah talking to his ex and now wanted revenge. But I was alone, and there were 3 of them. Even though I was bigger, the numbers were not in my favor. Ava was tough, but this wasn't a fight she could help me with. I needed Noah here. The blue car parked on the street next to the court and across from Allen Avenue. I took my phone out of my shorts pocket and texted Noah. The 3 kids got out of the car. Sure enough, it was Austin, Santiago, and a smaller kid, Luke Messer, a well-known loudmouth and troublemaker. They began walking towards the court. I walked over to Ava. Yo, Aves, we gotta go. We got company. Ava noticed Austin and the others walking our way.
Oh, great. Just what we need. Turd Brain and his little minions.
Shut up, Ava. Where's that little punk Noah hiding?
It's literally just us, bro. Why are you looking for him anyways?
Your little buddy thinks he can talk to my girl.
Wait, I heard you guys broke it off over the summer.
I don't care what you heard. She's off limits, you got that?
I think Hannah can make her own decisions, but I'll make sure to pass the message along. We gotta go.
No. You guys ain't going nowhere. I prefer to send a more personal message.
I didn't see it coming. Santiago was standing to the side of me and threw a sucker punch, catching me in the cheekbone. Austin began to pummel me with punches from the front. I felt myself become dizzy as the blows landed from both angles on my face. I stepped back, my hands instinctually rose up to block my face from any more damage.
No!
Ambush.
Leave him alone! Austin, stop! Noah! Noah!
Things began to slow down, and I remembered what my buddy Marco had taught me at the local MMA gym. Head movement. Duck. Santiago tried to land another punch, but my head wasn't there to receive it. I dodged the punch with a U-shaped head movement and threw a counterattack. His strike had been overswung, leaving him exposed to my hook. I caught him squarely on the chin, knocking him to the ground. Another blow from the front wobbled me. Austin was still swinging strongly, and short little Luke had joined the fight now. I fell down on the court landing in a seated position. I could feel warm blood trickling down into my eyes. I had been cut. All of a sudden, I heard the sound of footsteps running up and Noah's voice. Reinforcements had arrived.
Sup, losers? Am I late to the party?
Noah tackled Austin, taking him to the ground, and began to pummel him. Luke began to kick at Noah. I got up, shaking off the disorientation, and tackled Luke. Santiago was still on the ground, completely out of it. I held Luke down and delivered a couple well-deserved blows before I felt someone lift me off of him.
Okay, boys, that's enough.
Marco, the older guy from the MMA gym, and a few other grown-ups from the park had come over and were breaking up the fight. Austin got up, dusting himself off, and began yelling as he retreated to his car. Santiago was wobbling over and Luke was right behind. The battle was over, and we had won.
You guys just wait! This isn't over.
Jeez. You guys gotta go so soon? Y'all are weak! Pen, I'm sorry, bro. I ran over as soon as I saw your text. You were doing pretty good by yourself, though. You got some good hands.
Yeah, thanks, bro. Something tells me Austin wants you to stop talking to his ex. So that happened. But like all the generals and warriors I read about, I held my own in the middle of battle. It felt good. But believe it or not, that wasn't even when things began to get strange.
Oh man, that's a good cut.
Ah, that stings.
Stop being a big baby.
Man, we got them good, bro. I bet they're scared to mess with us now.
I doubt it. Austin doesn't like losing. Ow.
Can you stop moving?
Now I gotta explain this to my mom when she gets home. She's gonna be mad.
Hell no, bro. I'll tell her how you stood up for me. I bet she'll be proud. Where is she anyway?
She works till 8 on Fridays. Hopefully she's bringing home food. I'm starving, man.
I could go for a Wallaby's bacon burger right about now.
Oh, yeah, that does sound good. With curly fries.
My mom worked at this local restaurant called Wallaby's. It was a short drive from our apartment. Some chain from Australia that had started to make its way overseas. They made everyone greet customers like they had an Australian accent. With a "G'day, mate," or "How you going?" So stupid. The poor lady worked harder than most. I mean, she had no choice since my dad took off when I was younger. It was just her raising me, and I wasn't an easy kid, I'm sure. I had made it a point to not stress her out. Some days it seemed like she could barely hold it together. Her eyes lately were tired, anxious. I didn't want her to see the cut on my eyebrow. She would know immediately how I got it. She was no dummy. Anyways, the three of us sat there chilling, listening to music. Ava was still patching me up. Noah was staring out the window at the dark streets. The city lampposts had just come on. Down the street, at the courts, were a few kids playing a quick pickup game. Noah had noticed something peculiar.
Wasn't Ralphie's closed earlier?
Yeah, why?
'Cause there's lights on inside now.
Really? That's good. My mom's not home for another hour and I need to eat something. Man, a hamburger, pizza, and frozen shrapnel shake would really hit the spot right now. You guys coming or what?
Okay, cool. It's not like I was trying to patch the hole in your head or anything.
Shh, stop, Ava. It's a tiny cut. And besides, studies have shown nothing moves the healing process along better than a little fresh air.
And a frozen shrapnel shake. Gotta trust the science on this one.
Yeah, the science.
All right, well, you two bozos have fun. I gotta head home.
Okay, Aves. Link up tomorrow?
Yeah, text me.
All right, bro. Let's go grab some food.
Ava's house was a little ways down the street on the south end, past the row of old brick houses with their peeling paint and tiny front porches. Ralphie's store and the basketball courts were in the opposite direction, so we split up. Me and Noah took off toward Ralphie's, our sneakers slapping against the cracked sidewalk as we made our way to the corner of Belmont and Friedman. The air smelled like hot pavement and somebody grilling in their backyard. My stomach growled just thinking about how good the Hamburg pizza would taste. I loved nights like this in my city, the kind where the air was crisp enough to wake you up but not cold enough to be chilly. The streets felt alive, even though the sun had long dipped below the skyline. Kids were still out playing ball, their sneakers squeaking against the pavement, and somewhere in the distance, a dog barked, its owner probably yelling for it to hush. Me and Noah rounded the corner, stepping over a crumpled soda can, and crossed the intersection toward Ralphie's. The store was definitely lit, but something felt off. The usual bright glow that spilled onto the sidewalk was missing. Instead, the lights inside were dim, flickering slightly like they were struggling to stay on. I jogged up the old wooden steps, the boards creaking under my weight, and reached for the door handle. It felt cold in my palm as I gave it a little tug. Locked. I shot a glance at Noah, my stomach sinking.
Seriously, bro. Old Ralphie's slipping. You want to just catch an Uber down to your mom's work?
Nah, bro. She's probably busy and she's gonna freak when she sees I got in a fight. All of a sudden, bang! A loud crash erupted from inside the store, followed by the clatter of metal hitting the floor. It sounded like a whole shelf of pots and pans had just been knocked over. Then came the voices, muffled but heated, arguing, overlapping, sharp with anger. Something was up. I snapped my head toward Noah. His eyes were huge now, round with shock and a flicker of fear. He looked at me like he was waiting for me to say it was nothing, that it was just Ralphie dropping something. But we both knew better. I pressed a finger to my lips, signaling him to stay quiet. Then, keeping low, I crept toward the back of the store, sticking close to the wall and ducking beneath the windows. My heart pounded so loud I was sure it'd give us away, but I kept moving. Something told me we weren't supposed to be here right now, but that only made me more curious.